LinkedIn privacy and settings. This video is going to show you how to adjust your privacy and setting features in LinkedIn. So once you get to LinkedIn, you're in your main feed. This is the home screen where you can see the feed of everyone else's posts in the middle. If you want to get to privacy and settings, you're going to need to navigate up to your little mini you up on the top right, your little profile picture, and click that drop down. And right at the top under account is settings and privacy. It's like they want you to go check it out. And you should be checking this once per quarter just to make sure everything's the way you want it. You are the boss of your account. LinkedIn wants you to know that. And you're on the privacy tab. Now, this video will not go over the account ads and communications tabs. I do recommend you visit those as well while you're in there. So as we scroll down, just know too that the links you're seeing on the left side of the screen, those are going to be seen as you scroll down. So you're not going to miss anything. Those are if you'd like to jump to a specific section. So first of all, let's click on Edit Your Public Profile. Your public profile is what is visible to anyone on the internet. It does not matter if they're a LinkedIn user or not. They could be not engaged or not logged in and see this information, okay? So we're going to click on Change so we can check out your settings for your public profile. So first things first, if you have not customized your URL, your profile link in LinkedIn, you can do that, and it's free. This is a free account that I'm working with, and you can do this multiple times. This can change with the seasons, but what this does is this makes a nice little attractive, brand compliant, brand friendly link people can more easily remember. When you first create your profile, LinkedIn will auto-generate this, and it's just like your name and then a bunch of alphanumeric coding, and it's weird. So better to customize this so people can just know right off the bat, I can remember that, linkedin.com/in/RachelMarRS, easy. Next, you could edit the contents of your public profile to edit the sections. What all is in there? Do you want people to be seeing your education history, projects you've worked on, courses you've taken, and things like that? Edit visibility. So this is what I want you to focus on. So you can control everything, a lot of what is visible or not visible to a non-logged in LinkedIn user. Just think of the person who's not on LinkedIn who can see this. And this is anyone outside of your connections as well. So you can say, I don't want my profile to have public visibility. You can turn that off. And then your profile is only visible to LinkedIn users and your connections. Now, I've got mine turned on because I'm a big fan of connecting and networking, and sometimes, possibly some lead generation. So I would recommend you put that on, particularly if you're using LinkedIn heavily for sales, recruiting, anything like that. Basic, this is required if you have a public profile. Name, number of connections, and region. Then you can say, do you want your profile photo to be visible only to your direct first degree connections, to your network, people who are up to 3 degrees away from you, or all LinkedIn members? Again, this is confining it to LinkedIn. Or public, that gets you beyond LinkedIn. Can people see that profile picture on or off of LinkedIn and it be visible in search engines? Okay. You can also decide, do you want them to see background photo, headline, website, summary, all of these things. You can decide to show or not show those items. All right, volunteer. Maybe you don't want people to see certifications or groups that you're in or people who've recommended you or anything like that. Lastly, you can see, hey, I'd like a public profile badge. You can actually create a badge for yourself. It's a little picture, and you can use that in email signatures and things like that. So it's a nice little array of settings that you can manipulate in here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our last screen. We're still looking at privacy and settings. Who can see your email address? So remember, just like any other online subscription service or platform or anything, you're going to use an email address to log into it. Who can see that? And you can decide who can see which email you used for your LinkedIn. So they can see this. All my first degree connections can see this email. If you prefer that they don't see it, you have some options there. So just select whatever makes sense to you. Only visible to me, first degree connections, people you've directly connected to, first and second, people you've directly connected to, and then their first degree connections, or anyone on LinkedIn. Use that wisely, because once people can see your email, you're going to start getting your inbox filled up. Okay. And allow your connections to download your email and their data export. This is important. You may or may not have noticed that sometimes you may be just randomly getting added to email subscription lists, or maybe you start seeing more ads or things like that. People can export their contacts from LinkedIn. That includes their email address, and some of them are then using that. They're uploading that into lists elsewhere to use to market to you. It's a little shady. I'm just going to say my opinion on that. I get what people are trying to do, but this is where you can say yes or no, I don't want that to happen. I have mine marked as no. All right, so just make sure you pay attention to your visibility and privacy of your email address. Who can see your connections is next, okay? So these are the people you connected to. Who would you like to see that group or list of people? You can say, just myself. I want to be the only one that sees who I am connected with. Or your direct connections can see each other and see like there's a mutual connection there. That's really helpful if you're accepting friend request or connection requests on LinkedIn to see who else has connected with those people. Viewers of this profile also viewed. So you can say, should we display your profile in the viewers of this profile also viewed? This is if you want to be found. So if you do want to be found on LinkedIn, I would recommend it. Who can see your last name? You can say, I want people to see Rachel Moore, or you can change it to just use your last initial. If you are really kind of looking, say, I don't really need people to see my whole identity, and you can see how that works there. Representing your organization and interests. Let's look at that. So show my name or picture with content about my employers, such as job posting details, etc. So if you do work for a company that has a company page on LinkedIn, you could say, I'm okay with if I'm associated with that, as long as they're tied into your LinkedIn experience. If you've got it mentioned in there, your information could be used over there. And notice that as we move down through these, we're moving down through these tabs, okay? Profile visibility off LinkedIn. This again kind of gets to if you're public or not. Should we show information from your profile to users of permitted services such as Outlook? I don't know if you guys realize, Microsoft purchased LinkedIn. So now Microsoft owns Outlook and it also owns LinkedIn. And so it actually will allow some tie-in there to where you can see LinkedIn profile information through a plugin on Outlook. Do you want to allow that? Please let them know. And also same thing on Microsoft Word. In Resume Assistant. I don't know if you guys knew that was in there, but Microsoft Word does have a Resume Assistant and it actually can tie into your LinkedIn. So you can adjust those settings there. All right. I love this section. How others see your LinkedIn activity. Profile viewing options. So when you are looking around at other people's profile, I don't know if you realize this either, but that person gets an alert from LinkedIn. People are looking at your profile. Click here to go see who's seen it. So this setting will let you determine what that person sees about when you've looked at their profile. So do they see everything? Your name and headline? Did they see private profile characteristics? Is a little more vague. We're kind of drawing, putting the curtain over this. Founder might not be, it's kind of not as specific. Or you could be anonymous. So this is if you want to lurky-loo and not let people know you were looking at their profile. You can just hop in, change the setting, go look, come back in, change this back if you want, okay? And so, of course, Premium gives you a couple more options there. Manage your active status. Choose who can see when you are on LinkedIn. So if we click on that, you could just leave that to your connections, all LinkedIn members, or nobody. All right, so maybe you want to just be like, I want to lurk. I don't want people to know if I'm on LinkedIn. It'll be indicated by a little green dot. You'll see if people are actually active on LinkedIn. This is important too. You may go in, and you should, about every quarter. So every quarter, go in and check these settings, but also go check your profile. Do you want to update if you made any job changes, added ID education, had a work anniversary? Do you want people to see that has happened? And what will happen is LinkedIn will notify your network. You've probably seen those kind of alerts where it says, congratulate Joe Smith on his new job with XYZ company. You can say, yes, I want that shared, or no. So please determine that. Notifying connections when you're in the news. Let's say you're lucky enough to be featured in some article on TechCrunch, and they've got your LinkedIn profile and stuff, but your name's appearing there. So your connections could be notified if TechCrunch publishes an article and it happens to have you in there. They can say, oh my gosh, you're in the news. That's great. Mentions or tags by others. This is that little @ symbol. So you can tag just about any page or person on any social platform by their handle. And what you would do is just in the copy of your post, you would type an @ symbol, and then you would immediately start typing their name with no spaces. And LinkedIn or any other platform will serve up a list of people it thinks you might be talking about. You select that person, and now that person is tagged in their update. That means it's basically you've just created a direct link to that person by mentioning them or tagging them in your post. Do you want to allow that for people to be able to tag you in their posts? You can say yes or no. All right, how LinkedIn uses your data. So please take care of this. If you jump to any of these links first, this is the one I want you to pay attention to. All of these platforms are looking at our data as money. This is dollars in their hand because they can use it not only themselves but with their partners. So review the data you provided, get a copy of your data, manage who can discover your profile from your email address, manage who discovers you from your phone number because you can add phone numbers in here. Using public data to improve your file, choose whether we can use that to help you. So LinkedIn says they want to help. Sync your contacts, sync your calendar. Do you want to put your salary data on LinkedIn? Search history, personal demographic information, and all that social, economic, and workplace research. You're basically saying, yes, I allow you to see all that, or no, I do not want you to be using any of that. So make your selections according to what you're comfortable with. Job seeking preferences. LinkedIn is huge for job seeking of any level, really. It doesn't have to be like, executive or corporate or anything like that. There are all kinds of people with all kinds of roles that are using LinkedIn for networking and job seeking. So choose what information LinkedIn says when you submit a job application. Let recruiters know you're open to opportunities. I have another video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to turn this on. It's passively letting recruiters reach out to you. It's great. Signal your interest to recruiters at companies you've created job alerts for. So you can say, yes, I'd like them to know that since I'm following them, I'm interested. Share your profile when you click apply. That really is easy because then someone can get a sense of your profile. Plus, if you're posting updates regularly on LinkedIn, they can also see what you're up to and get a far better sense of you. And stored job applicant accounts. Manage which third-party job applicant accounts are stored on LinkedIn. Blocked and hiding. We wrap it up with this. Choose who can follow you and see your public updates. So your account can have followers in addition to connections. It's just like you can do that same setting on Facebook with your profile or like Pages. I mean, basically you connect with people, but they can still follow you without connecting with you, and then they would see every post you put out. It's an option. So you can say, well, who do you want to be able to follow you in that capacity? Do you want everyone on LinkedIn or just your connections? And if enabled, you can say follow will be the primary action when members view your profile unless you'd rather have them connect with you. Blocking, you can block people. That means basically, imagine they put on the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter. They're gone. It's like they don't exist for you on LinkedIn and vice versa. And unfollowed, you can see who you have unfollowed and say, I'd like to follow them again. And keep this in mind. You can connect with people but unfollow them and then don't see their updates and things like that. So maybe you want to start seeing people's updates again. That was a lot, I understand. But if you do this once per quarter, you're going to be in a good position to have control of your data, control of your privacy, know who's seeing what about you on LinkedIn. No, very few surprises that way. Okay, so please do subscribe to the channel. We have other how-to videos about LinkedIn plus other privacy settings elsewhere. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. On to the next video. You know, I've figured out, I think, the secret to every person on the planet. Nobody likes to feel stupid. So if this video helped you not feel stupid, win. And please like it, subscribe to this channel. Let me know what you thought of it. And if there are more ways that I can give more videos that help us all feel like a little less stupid, or a better way to say it is smarter, I'm all for it. So put those in the comments too. Look forward to making some more videos so we can all feel smarter and less stupid. Have a great day.